They tell you you're under arrest. They come pull you out of school. They have your parents come down. They bring you to a little courtroom in the schools. This is all over the country. Most schools have it, most school districts. And they tell you, okay, you have got truancy. You're a criminal. You're going to go to jail if you don't sign this. In a free country, they don't say you're going to jail if you don't sign this, because the truth is they couldn't send you to jail for being late to class. They're, again, twisting the truancy law, which is 14 unexcused absences in a semester in Texas. They call it the absent student assistance program in Austin. We sued them 10 years ago, and they had to back off for a while. This would be where the whole family has the flu. This happened to Mike Hansen. They're all sick on their backs in their beds. Mike Hansen then, knock, 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 within 2 hours of his children not being at school, instead of just calling and saying, where are your children, or a note, or asking for a note the next day, now they're there, banging. And they come to the door with the flu, and the cop goes, let me in, let me in. Your child's truant. He's like, what? And then they called more police, and then we went down and made a big deal out of it and found out they were stealing people's kids everywhere, and they had to back off a bit. The point is, it's lawless. Just like schools. Remember the Maryland case last year? It was on the news. Police dogs, 2,000 children outside a courthouse being injected. The judge out there saying it's the law. You have to take vaccinations. The people crying, saying, I don't want them. I hear they're bad for me. There was no law. I had the state prosecutor on and he was based in Prince George County. And he said, I don't vaccinate my kids. Yeah, you're right. It was no law. Yeah, you're right. We're using truancy laws. See, they say, oh, you haven't vaccinated, so you can't be in school. And then when they kick you out of school for not being vaccinated, they've made you truant. Then they charge you with truancy. When there's no law, you had to have the shot. And they have to give you a waiver if you ask for it. So see, it's all color of law crime. It's very, very corrupt, very, very wicked. And you can't make this type of stuff up. So we're going to go back to Robert here in just one moment, and I'm going to take calls specifically for our guests. So give me a new list, please, John, up in Minnesota, of callers that specifically want to talk to the guest. I'm sorry to the others that are holding from earlier, but oh hell, we'll take all your calls. The point is, I figure you want to hear a few comments directly, or what's happening in your child's school, or if you're a young person. I kind of need to clear the phone lines so young people can call in with their own stories briefly. We could do hours on this, but before I go back to our guest, I want to tell folks about MySolarBackup.com. The website's MySolarBackup.com. There's big banners up on Infowars.com and PrisonPundit.com. A lot of things can cut off your electrical power, hurricanes, snow, ice, storms. Listeners should move towards getting off the grid or being self-sufficient. Here's a good way to do that. A solar power generator is now available from our longtime sponsor, Solutions from Science. It's designed to provide 1,800 watts of power on demand in the event of any disaster or outage. You get an emergency power backup kit, which consists of the Power Source 1800 power plant and high-efficiency solar panel designed to provide endless electricity. So, folks, I hope you check them out at MySolarBackup.com or 877-327-0365, 877-327-0365, MySolarBackup.com, a great unit. And on top of that, please go to Infowars.com. Please get Endgame, get TerrorStorm, get Truth Rising, Fabled Enemies. The establishment doesn't want people to see these. This is hurting them badly. The power of giving people in this visual society, visual learners, these films. These are hard-hitting, compelling, exciting, well done. These are the best films out there. People need to see them. And if you have my films and you've seen them but you haven't made copies, make copies or give the copies you got to people. Spread this information. People are ready to hear and listen like never before. Now, Robert Wanek, again, it's your First Amendment right. We're standing behind you. You need to do this in a professional manner, which you've been doing. But understand you are in danger. I mean, they will try to trump stuff up, at least in past experience with other schools. So I would be very professional, very calm about all this. I would officially start your own student group. And then when they try to deny you that student group, I would call it the First Amendment, organization or Bill of Rights Defense League in the name of your school. And then that's the way you educate people. And then they'll try to deny you that, and then you've got a bigger issue, and that's how we force them to defend the Republic and not be enemies of it. But what are you going to do with the 100 bumper stickers and DVDs I'm going to send you?
See, now that we have the students on our side, I can get other students to hand these out. We can hand these out to all the students. They will willingly take them and watch them. All these students follow my YouTube channel. I've gotten compliments from the principal's son on some of my videos. And these DVDs will be a hit in the school. These bumper stickers will go all over. They'll circulate like complete madness. Even people that aren't big in 9/11 Truth will get involved just because they already dislike the school and they're already sick of the tyranny.
Exactly. That's the beauty of resistance. It's exciting. It's fun. It's historical. Just, you know what I would call your group the Sons of Liberty.
And they already dislike what's going on to them at school. This gives them one more reason to, you know, kind of question the official story. They question their
Beautiful.
school. They question the local police, and now they question their government. They see the big picture, and they see that it's actually happening at local levels like the school, but they know that it trickles on up to the federal government.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just beautiful what you're doing. And again, they act like we're evil, we're crazy because we want to speak out. I wouldn't speak out in class. I wouldn't interrupt. I'd speak out at lunch. I'd speak out, in between classes. I would, and see, they understand counterculture. So MTV says, oh, have purple hair. I'm not saying purple hair is bad. Last week I said, people are in their own niche. Cowboy hats, golf outfits, purple mohawks, blue mohawks. I don't care about cowboy hats or purple mohawks. However your style is, that's great. But people make that style, hip-hop outfits, suits and ties, whatever. They make that who they are instead of what their psyches are. And so I'm saying be liberty lovers, be freedom fighters, and realize that if we just take action, we've got right on our side, history on our side. This New World Order can't stand if more people do what Robert Wannick and others are doing. So, fantastic. Also, during the next break, give us your address. I'm going to mail you 100 DVDs and 100 bumper stickers, maybe even more. I just got to watch it or we'll be out of business here pretty quick because our expenses are mounting and the economy's imploding, but it doesn't matter. Now's the time to fight like never before because this is all imploding. I want to take some phone calls for you, but anything else, Robert, you want to add about what's happened to you? I mean, what's happened since you've stood up, you've bucked the system, and now the same thing happened 8 years ago in Louisiana. WorldNet Daily broke the story. It was in local news as well. And I remember having the students on. They made them wear ID badges around their necks. And the students learned that they could read the barcodes because barcode certain fatnesses, or certain numbers. So people learned that they could read their Social Security number. And so the students said, take the Social Security number off. And they said, no, in-school suspension for asking questions. He refused. Then I think it was 10 students refused. Then half the students refused. They tried to kick the first students out of school. The whole school had to pull the IDs out, the slave badge numbers. So we can do the same thing over and over again on other issues. Do they make you wear IDs?
No, they don't make you wear IDs.
But they do have cameras, right?
That's one thing, yeah. Cameras all over the school. Cameras on the ceiling, cameras in the gym, cameras right outside the bathrooms. You see when you're going in the bathroom, when you're coming out, every hallway, all over the place, even though we are a civil school. And I'd like to mention something quick. Yesterday, I made a trailer for a film idea I have called Education or Indoctrination. It's gotten 40,000 hits in one day, and I'm asking students to mail or to send any activism videos at your school or out in public, 9/11 Truth or Fighting the Indoctrination, whatever. Any pictures or videos you have handing out DVDs or flyers,
yes,
send them to 911blogger@live.com, and I'm going to compile them, and I'm going to make a video of the youth fighting back.
Beautiful. Absolutely. And again, folks, it isn't just Robert Wannick. It isn't just Alex Jones. Notice Robert Wannick isn't infighting. He isn't attacking certain groups. He isn't obsessing on one point. He is standing up for liberty and freedom, which everybody agrees with, and he's having huge success. Take enough respect, and hundreds of other YouTube channels getting millions and millions of views, and Robert is close to getting 1 million. I know you've got some videos with 90,000 people that have watched, 100,000 have watched, 50,000 have watched, one day 40,000 have watched. That's why they're moving to shut down YouTube for free speech. That's why Congress is having hearings about us and 9/11 Truth. I mean, putting Richard Gage on the screen saying these are terrorists. This is on C-SPAN because they know we're on to them. We know they did the attacks. They're criminals. They've stolen $8.5 trillion. They're openly threatened Congress with martial law. Bloomberg Financial reported the War Powers Act has been declared against Congress, and they've been told the Federal Reserve now owns America. This is a criminal fraud. If we just say no to the fraud, it will fall. But if we let the establishment in their suits and ties and their little outfits act official and sell this on us, they'll get away with it and be able to put troops on the streets and be able to keep killing people with the tasers and continue to put people in FEMA camps and get people in the system and ship their narcotics in to then break down our society. We have to defeat this. We have to fight it. And I salute you, Robert Wannick. Yes. Absolutely. This is just fantastic. You can also send those videos to the Alex Jones channel. We're now working with the guy that started that up on YouTube with, I think it's like 100,000 subscribers now or something. Just insane. One of the biggest YouTube channels out there now. We hope that people will send those there as well, or edit them, put them on your own YouTube channel. We'll link to them. Just your video doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it out. Ronnie in Texas, you're on the air with a 21st century 14-year-old Paul Revere.
Thank you. I want to applaud Mr. Rob Lanigan. Sorry about my voice. It's shot because I spent New Year's Eve shouting 9/11 was an inside job, wearing my 9/11 inside job T-shirt in front of the cops. And I know Austin cops are not all angels, but I'll tell you, the ones who worked New Year's Eve on 6th Street, they protected me. They protected me against this crazy Marine who was shouting at me and calling me names and who hates the Army and the Navy. And I was trying to tell him about Ron Paul being an Air Force veteran for 5 years.